Hi guys, welcome back to the Midnight Club podcast. My
Hello,
name is
everybody.
Marissa.
You just said hello.
Way to interrupt me.
My name's
What-
Luis. What?
I was interrupting you because you interrupted.
I just said
But I didn't know
hello.
what to say. Thank you guys for tuning in once again to our 6th episode. We really appreciate all of the continued support. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button to us and turn on the bell so you get notified when we add new videos every single week. We upload every single week, y'all, so
Once every 7 days, which 7 days is 1 week. That was a W.
yeah, so thank
Papa
you guys.
Bush died. Speaking of W, Papa Bush died.
Yeah,
Rest in peace,
R.I.P.
former President Bush, the first.
The first, yeah. R.I.P.
But yeah, so we're.
Shout out to him. Shout out to him in heaven, man.
But I think you're saying our episodes go live every week on Sunday at 12 a.m., which
Yes.
is basically Monday.
Yes.
They're
yes, they
available where?
do. Where are they available?
I don't know where they're available.
Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, and Anchor.
Oh my God.
And you're also, if you're watching this, we are on YouTube.com as well.
If you don't know what Anchor is, also, by the way, Anchor is like a cool app you can download. Because I know we've mentioned it, but we haven't really explained what it is.
Yeah, we have.
But Anchor is just kind of like a podcast app that you can make your own podcast.
Straight from there.
Yeah, straight from there, like using your like microphone from your phone. I was gonna say microphone camera. So it's really easy, and you can follow us on there, and you'll get notified, and you can even leave responses, like voice responses to our podcast on there. So if you want to kind of have a little bit more of a personal connection, I don't know if anyone would want to do that, but if you actually want to say something back to us, you can leave it on Anchor, and I believe it's available on the Apple Store and on the Google Store as well. So you can have it if you have an Android or if you have an iPhone.
I didn't know that you could like respond back
Yeah.
with the voice. That's
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. And then you can literally make your own podcast too from there. So if you are wanting to do that and you don't want to have all the fancy equipment, you just kind of just want to do it,
You just kind of want to
you
just
can
talk.
just start it there.
True.
I did that like a while ago, and it was pretty convenient. I only did like 2 or 3, but
Yeah, she did it without me.
it was fun. So yeah, that's what Anchor is in case you want to download the app, and we upload on all of those things every single week as well in case you want to listen instead of watch us here on YouTube.
That
Yeah.
was our very first sponsor.
Hey.
Too bad we're not sponsored, so that wasn't. That would have been cool, though.
That would have been really cool. Anchor can sponsor us though.
They
but
can sponsor us. They have very helpful. They also help you get your podcast put on different platforms. So that's how we got it on Spotify and
That's how we got on all that
Podcasts
kind
and
of different
everything.
stuff.
It's through Anchor. Anchor just does all that for you.
Yeah,
so you
they-
just upload it and then it automatically uploads to.
Well, you can put it if you want them to upload it, if they want to get approved from other platforms too. And we're like, of course we do. So yeah, in case you are interested in doing anything like that, then you can use Anchor, and I love it. That's why I wanted us to put it on there when we first started, just because it's super easy,
And
convenient,
convenient,
all that stuff. So that, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in once again. We're a little bit rushed right now because
Yeah,
we're
I gotta go to work.
he's got to go to work, and we're preparing for our trip this next week.
To Colorado.
We're going to Colorado, man.
Yeah, we're
really
probably gonna do a
excited.
podcast there in our hotel, or
'Cause-
maybe just in the mountains.
'cause
We'll use
the-
the Anchor. Oh my God!
The Anchor app,
If we were sponsored, I would totally do that, but we're not. So
so it doesn't matter.
yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah,
really
so we're a
matter.
little rushed because we're trying to get this done before he has to go to work. We're packing.
We've had a pretty busy week, so
Yeah, we've been getting our stuff together for the trip and everything, so we're kind of a little bit like on the frazzled side. But
so this is probably gonna be a little bit of a shorter episode,
yeah, it's gonna be a shorter episode. So
which some of you may prefer more.
yeah, if you do perform,
If you do perform,
if you prefer shorter ones, let us know. Even though we probably will still do it long.
we should have recorded this last night, but we got way too distracted with Riverdale.
Yeah, we're watching.
We're watching Riverdale, and it's
Uh-huh.
such a good show.
So much drama, man.
It's such a good show. And we've been so distracted, but we didn't go to bed till like 5:30 last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo. And that's the time I go to work tomorrow,
Yeah,
man.
so damn.
That's exciting. Yeah, so
So,
we've been
We also did procrastinate a little
we
bit.
procrastinated,
If you
but
haven't watched Riverdale, though, I highly recommend it. It's a pretty good show.
yeah, I started it like a while ago, and then like a few years, like when it first came out, and then I stopped watching it because I caught up, and I don't watch whenever something's on TV. I don't watch it. Like I just watch it if it's on Netflix. So I kind of forgot about what happened. So I wanted to rewatch it, and then I started rewatching it. Louis started rewatching it with me, and then now we're like hooked on it.
It's pretty
all
nice.
over again. So yeah, so we're getting ready for our trip for Colorado, and we're kind of just stressing, nervous a little bit.
Are we stressing?
I mean, we're not stressing, but it's just the stress that you, not like stress, I guess like tension that like you feel
I
when
think we're
you're
just
like
nervous.
when you're like trying to like.
This is my first time on a plane ever. I'm just kidding. It's like my third.
The last time I
think it's my third.
the last time I was on a plane was like probably like 7 years ago.
1994.
Probably like 7 years
Like
ago.
back in Nam.
Oh my
63.
god. Oh my god.
Damn, man. When was Vietnam? 63. I don't know.
Okay, anyway. So this week we kind of wanted to talk about.
I got a haircut today.
That's what we wanted to talk about.
No, I was just touching my hair. I was like, is that as long as it was? I got a haircut today.
He did get
So
a haircut.
leave a like if you like my haircut. We're gonna get no likes on this video.
No one like. We have no
No
views.
one's gonna like it.
Oh, it's okay. Everyone like it, so we can show him that
I'm
we love
also a
his
little mad
haircut.
today because Texas didn't do what they were supposed to do and beat Oklahoma.
Yeah,
So,
there's a little bit.
I gotta watch Ohio State tonight and hopefully they win. I hope they win. And I hope they win by a lot.
Luis is a very big Ohio State fan.
Yeah. I also love college football, but I'm a big Ohio State fan.
Yeah. What are you staring at, babe?
I'm thinking about.
You
I'm just
seeing
very
it playing
nervous.
in your head
I'm very
again?
nervous.
You're playing
I'm
everything.
very nervous. I'm so nervous.
It's okay.
That's not what we're talking about today,
So-
though, guys.
Yeah, Luis is gonna go off on college football.
That could be a whole 5-episode series in
It
one.
could definitely be more than 5 episodes.
I mean, like I could talk for about 5 hours. After 5 hours, I'll get tired. I would stop
Yeah.
talking about it, and I'd be late to work. So
Okay, we won't talk about that today.
I want to.
Today, we're talking about kind of like when you're getting older and you're like in that transition stage of like wanting to move out, and because that's where we're at right now, where we're like wanting to move out, we're wanting to do our own thing, and then when you have like a significant other when you're doing that. So we've kind of had the conversation over the time that we've like been together, not about us moving out, but just about like people who move in together before they're like married,
Mhm.
or if they want to wait till after they're married to move in together. So that's kind of what we wanted to talk about, is if you should move in with someone before you're married, or if you should wait until you are married.
Yeah. That's a good question because it's very. I think with a lot of our parents and like older generations that were brought up like that, will say that you should probably wait till you're married to, move in with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's mostly because of that whole like saving yourself until marriage
Yeah, things are
deal.
just
But that's like
kind of moving out of the.
it's very it's very. I don't want to say irrelevant because that sounds just a little too harsh. But it's like everyone, whether you're moved in with somebody already or not, you're gonna find a way to do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the divorce rate? Like it's a pretty freaking high. Isn't it like 50%?
It's actually like lowered.
Oh, for real?
It's lowered, but the reason it's lowered, I literally just saw like a stat on it, but it's lowered because not that many people are getting married anymore.
Oh, true.
So it's like pretty much like,
But
I don't want to say our parents, but like the older generation, like who would be our parents, that they were making the divorce rates shoot up and all that
50,
stuff.
It was like 50-50.
Which is interesting because that kind of brings in, well, if they've had those kind of not saying, of course, like everyone has had the mindset that's older.
Is that like including like those civil unions to where it's like if you live with someone for 6 years?
I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure on that. But what was I saying? That it's interesting because obviously not saying that everyone who's older has that mindset of like,
No,
you need to, yeah. But saying like, okay.
And a lot of people, like including my parents, their opinion has shifted through the years with like their kids getting older and kind of just having
life happens,
being able to have those conversations and
the
understanding.
world changes and
Yeah,
stuff.
and getting different perspectives and
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. Yeah, I'm lucky because like my parents have always been pretty supportive with me like wanting to do my own thing. Like
Mm.
they never like held me back. My mom has been like super great with like always like talking to me about everything and anything. And so
Yeah, I
for
feel like
me,
your mom's always had like a very advanced thinking.
yeah, and so I was always able to go to her like no matter what, like all
Hmm.
that kind of stuff. So I know I've never felt like scared to tell her like, "Oh, I want to move in with blah blah blah. I want to do this. I want to do that." Of course, she's going to be like upset about it and she doesn't want me to leave, but she's never been the type to like, "No, you're not leaving. You're staying here." Like she's not
Yeah.
going to be the type to hold me back, which I'm very lucky because I do know there's people who have those experiences where they kind of feel trapped in their family or they feel like they can't really live on their own because they haven't really been allowed to. But I think it's interesting that, the divorce rates are higher from like the older generation, but
Hmm.
it's like, is it because their way of thinking of, oh, we waited until we were married to move in together and they ended up getting divorced, you know? That's interesting is like, is waiting till you're married to move in with someone, to live with someone, a great idea? I think it depends on the couple, definitely. Because we've had the conversation where we're like, well, we would want to like see, because when
Because
you live
when you
with
live with
some,
somebody, you kind of have your guard down, so you get to
you're a
see,
completely different
you get to
person.
see like who they actually are, like how they are when they first wake up, like what their habits
Their
are.
habits, all that
Um,
stuff.
yeah, like I know for me, like I'm a very neat person, and I like things to be orderly and neat
Mhm.
and put away and stuff. And luckily, from what I know now, or what I've experienced with you, like you're like that.
Yeah, we're both the
But if
same
it was
way.
like I was a slob and you're more like the neat person, and we moved in together, that could be something that just starts to that makes you like clash heads and be like, why the hell would I want to spend the rest of my life with this
And
person?
and I mean, and it's like the little things seem stupid, but those are really things that are
Those are things that just
important.
build up. Like those little things are
Yeah.
just things that build up, and it's just kind of you're just bending the stick until it breaks, and at some point
Mhm.
you both just snap because of these little things that are just constantly going up. So I think we're both, you and I both have that same thought process, or the same, what is, I guess, thought idea that you should move in with somebody if you wanna,
Yeah, the same
if you wanna like
perspective, I guess.
move forward with somebody and be married to them and spend the rest of your life with them. That before any of that, like you should live with each other for at least a little bit. And if you're not able to live with each other, which I understand, like circumstances,
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like y'all should just travel a lot, or
Traveling,
just kind
definitely.
of find a weekend where y'all can just like have a staycation, or you can stay at if allowed, because I understand not everyone's
And
the same.
obviously, this is for like, people like around our age. Like, if you're still in high school, that's kind of,
Yeah,
it's
wait a
not
little
really,
bit.
that's not really
Well,
like
even
a,
now we shouldn't like. I still think we're too young,
well, no, yeah, no, but I'm
but
saying
it's
for
like the
like,
testing period.
for like younger people,
No,
like,
yeah.
I feel like we still have a lot of growing to do, definitely. We
Hmm.
both still very much do.
Individually and together.
Mm-hmm. But I think when you're still like in high school and stuff, um, I think that's a different
That's way too
conversation.
young.
That's a different conversation, yeah. But once you're kind of like wanting, I think it comes whether you have a significant other or not. Like you just want to move out and do your own
Hmm.
thing. But I think it's another conversation when you do have someone that you're with, and it's like you want to move out, they want to move out. Like, do we move out
Well,
together?
that's what
What
we're
do we
talking about. If
do?
you want
Like,
to get married to somebody, should you live with them before, or should you wait till after? That's more of it. It's not more moving on. It's if you want to move, like forward with somebody, like a
yeah,
significant other.
yeah, and that it's really interesting because it's like, yeah, you do kind of want to like, I don't know, it's hard, man, because I don't want to say you do want to save some parts of yourself because I've seen this like thing before. I don't remember what it was on, but it was like, you're not really like, what was the word? How was it worded? Like saving any surprises for that person. Like say
Hmm.
like you already know everything about me and I already know everything about you, so there's nothing really to look forward to, I guess. I don't know if I'm wording that correctly, but it's pretty much saying like if you move too fast, like you're gonna like burn yourself out, I guess. So if like we were, which is true, I definitely think if you
Hmm.
move very fast, it's, I don't want to say it's always gonna end up bad
Just
because
tends to happen a lot.
I know there's been a lot of people who like will say like, well, my parents got married after blah blah months of dating, and it's like, okay, whatever. I know for some people it works, and I
Well, Nick
think
Jonas got married after what, like 3 days?
yeah, 3 days. I think
Wasn't it like
well,
three
I think
days?
for some people it can definitely work like if they move fast, but I think you both have to be on the same page like mentally and like emotionally, like the maturity has to be there. Um, So if you just move very fast into to a relationship or whatever, but I think it happens with very few people. Like that's like I feel like that's I feel like it's really rare to find someone where you can just like I don't know. I think
Sorry, I got thirsty.
Yeah, you got thirsty. What are you drinking there?
Water.
Oh. All right, cool. Yeah, so that's kind of I don't know. I think it depends on each couple too. Oh, here, have some of mine though.
Oh, okay.
You can have some of mine.
Thanks, man.
I was about to push my glasses up, but I'm not wearing them.
Your glasses. Wait, you have your contacts on?
Yes.
I was about to say you can't see anything.
I have my contacts on.
That'd be so funny.
I'm like
what?
That I can't see, so I'm squinting because I can't see anything.
Oh man, oh boy.
Yeah, but I can. Don't worry.
Okay.
I can see you. Yeah, I think it's definitely a situation that varies from couple to couple because every couple is different. Mm-hmm. And there's some people who like don't want to move out at all until they're ready to like buy a house, which is cool. But I'm like like right now where I'm at in my life, I'm like I just need to like get out of my house.
That's the same thing. Y'all both have to be on the same page that y'all do both like see a future with each other. Because that's another scenario
definitely.
That one person sees it that they want to spend the rest of their life with them, and the other doesn't, and so that's just another sticky situation. So if you even bring up that thing like, hey, we should move in and see if like we can like have a life together, and they're just like, what? Like I don't want that. Like that just becomes totally.
But that's just a conversation you need to have because then it's like because then that kind of goes into like more than just like you're stuck with them, but like they're on a lease with you. That goes way into...
That's another thing. I feel like if you do move in with a significant other and y'all don't end up working out, y'all still gotta kind of make it...
work.
Yeah.
Like you have to be...
Because you made that commitment.
You have to communicate. And, I mean, but I feel like there would be a good amount of people who would just break it.
That's what I'm saying, but... Like,
which just sucks.
That's fucked. It's like you made the commitment to do it. You knew how long you were gonna be it. If you're 2 months in and that happens, well... figure it out for the next.
Well, what about like what if like
unless it's like a
toxic situation,
like a bad situation like that
yeah.
I can understand. But if it's just like y'all find out that y'all don't clash very well, then y'all decided to do that, so stick it out, and then whenever that thing's over, y'all can go y'all separate ways.
Yeah,
but don't leave a person like just.
I think it's just important to take like baby steps, and because at the end of the day, like. We don't know how much time we have, left on this earth, but like, why do you want to rush it? Mm-hmm. Like, you want to, like, and that was the thing with like Luis, like when we first started talking, he was like, I don't want to rush it. I just want us to like take it like slow. And of course I'm like, I didn't want to do that. But like looking back, like I'm very happy that we did because like I really did enjoy like the little steps that we took to like make our relationship strong. And like, we've said numerous times that like if we were to like have rushed into it or whatever, like we don't know if we would like still be together.
Like we say it all the time that if we would have just like hooked up before we got together, like anything, we probably wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, and we had like a good amount of like opportunity. He's blushing. No, we did, but we didn't do it because we both knew that like. Well, one, that we were, like, emotionally, like, not okay. Yeah. And that, like, we cared about each other. And I think that was the thing is, like, he told me that, like, I cared about you and I cared about him. So it's, like, we didn't want to do anything to, like, not just us as a relationship, but put our relationship, our friendship in jeopardy. Because, like, even if we weren't together, like, Luis is someone I would want as, like, a friend. Because we were just really great friends before.
We were homies.
Yeah, beforehand. And, like.
Now we're just extra homies.
Yeah, extra.
She's my boy. Yesterday when we were at La Cantera, and
which is a mall if you don't know.
I was going to the restroom, and when I walked into the restroom, so they have like these doors that lead to this like very long hallway to go into the restroom. It's an outdoor mall if you don't know, and so when I went to that door to go to the restroom, like two guys went in, and then another two guys went in. Then it was just me by myself. So like
So Lisa's the only
two
one by
friends,
herself.
two friends, and then me by myself. And when I walked out, I told Marissa, I was like, I needed my dog there. I needed my boy.
I was like,
there.
sorry, I should
It's
have
like,
gone.
sorry, I should have gone with you. I was like, you should have.
It
I was
was
so
really,
alone.
it
I was so
really-
lame.
it's really-
They were all peeing together, being dogs, and I
I
was
know.
just there by myself,
It's okay.
all lonesome.
We should just like adopt someone and like not really adopt someone, but like take someone and be like, you were third wheel. I don't know who we would do that with though, but
We'll leave a link for an application in
yeah,
the
to
description in the
no
comments.
one would want to do that at
Oh my
all.
God, I'd be so annoyed of us if they're not already.
Yeah, so I think that's something that like, and I feel like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of people who have a lot of different views about this. This is just honest, like we say it in all of our things. This is just our opinions. This is what has worked for us. We know everything is like, people are different and stuff, but
Definitely. And if you disagree, that's totally okay. Let us know. And that can also give us like that just makes you, when you have conversations with people and then y'all are disagreeing, I feel like that's where you learn the most. Because y'all are
that's a good
disagreeing and you're
conversation.
giving each other like different point of views,
Mhm.
which allows someone to kind of like be in your shoes and understand the way you're thinking. And then it just kind of all just intermingles together. And then you get like this whole big grander idea of what that certain topic that you're talking about.
Definitely. But at least for us, I didn't like the idea of, I mean, I didn't want to move super fast with him, but I was just kind of like, when is he going to ask me out? When is he going to ask me out? Like, come on, come on, come on. That was literally me. But, you know, and I'm glad it happened when it did, because I think if things were to happen, we say this all the time, like if things were to happen differently, like who knows if we would be together now or if things would have had worked as nicely as it did, because it did take a lot of time for us to like to get where we're at now, and we still have a lot of work to do, just like every relationship should. You know, there's never going to be a point where you're like perfect. And I think that's what's cool about a relationship is like you always kind of have the motivation, or not always have the motivation, but you always kind of have that to look forward to, is like, what can we do to make us better? And I think, I don't know, I think that's just something that's worked for us, is doing that. And now we're at a point where we're like, okay, we want to move out. Like, how are we going to make this work? What are we going to do when it happens? And not just like getting along with the person, but then you also see how they are with money.
Yeah.
Like the budgeting. And like, I think that's something really important, is you need to, if you are going to move out with someone or with your significant other, you need to make sure that they're
stable.
that they don't blow their money on
Because we've heard a lot of
random
stories
things.
where like people
definitely.
move out
and then they just
some shit just happens
just
and they don't
screw-
have like a job anymore and then they leave you. Yeah.
yeah,
You know who
definitely.
I'm
Yes,
yeah.
I know who you're thinking of. And I mean, shit happens.
It
Like
does.
shit happens. But
Sometimes you bring it amongst
sorry, I
yourself
think I'm
too.
being too loud. Yeah, shit happens, but you know, you got to do the hustle. And I know someone, and I don't want to drop her name because I don't know if she'll appreciate that, but she's like hustled her booty off to like make it work, where she had to move out of her house because, you know, she was like kind of in a toxic environment, and she moved out and she worked 2 jobs, like she struggled, and she has made it work. And
She's been screwed over.
And by like roommates, by like people, but she still like makes it work. Like she does it. And I think that's kind of like something you want to look for, is, you know, say like if Luis and I do move out together like right now, and we're like, okay, if I lose my job tomorrow, I'm not just gonna like sit on my ass and like mope around, and like we gotta hustle. Like he's gotta pull it and I gotta pull it. Like it's not just him paying, like it's the both of us, and we have to like pull each other's weight, because I think that's just gonna cause so much tension and just cause like unnecessary.
I feel like that's where a lot of divorces or just splits
definitely
come from,
money.
from finances.
No, that's like, yeah, and if you look it up, that's definitely where it all like stems, or a good chunk of it stems from.
That's mostly like the breaking point, because you have a bunch of just like little things piling up.
And that's especially when you have like a family.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for us, when you're younger too, I think that's something else you can look for. Like if you why I think, you know, someone should move out before you're married is like, because when you're married, not like you're going to have a family right away, but you need to see how that person is, and not saying financial struggles beforehand, but, you know, what if you have a family with them and then you see how they struggle with money, and then you're like, this person doesn't have their shit together like I thought they would, you know, and we have a family now and you're not doing anything to like help us. Like I'm the only one doing this and you're not. Like I think that's something really scary that like, because at least if that happens when you're before you're married, it's just you two. You don't have to worry about a family on top of that. You just have to worry about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where it definitely gets sticky is like
When money and then the family's involved.
the family makes it a lot
kids,
harder.
yeah.
The kids make it a lot harder because that's just another humans that you have to worry about, and they're expensive. So I think I don't know, and I think it just works out better just because you know you can see all those different sides of it and grow closer.
You can like see them in
to-
like their most vulnerable states where you get to know somebody like the most.
Definitely.
And like I said earlier, like if you can't move in because certain situations don't allow it, I would suggest just like traveling with one another, like whether it's like for a concert or just to like go to like a museum or just something different, a staycation, like anything, just so you can kind of see how the person is, you know, when they're like when they first wake up, when they're going to bed, just like in their like vulnerable states, just to kind of get a better idea of how this person is and you know how y'all can intermingle together and just different things like that. So
Yeah, definitely. Like Louis drinking all the water at night.
oh my god, I get thirsty.
He drank all the water.
That was only at a hotel. When we're here, I have water. I have enough water for you. Do
And I
not?
always wake him up and I'm always like
I'm thirsty. She doesn't even say water. She says, I'm thirsty. And I just hand her the water and she goes, and then just hands it back and then goes back to bed. Doesn't say anything else. That's it.
yeah, I think well we like we said in like a few podcasts ago, like when we went to our first concert together, we were both really nervous because we hadn't traveled with like a significant other. Because I know like there's like I've seen like these things online where it's like things you should do before you marry someone, you know, those things where it's like, and one is like traveling with someone because usually when you're traveling you're stressed out because traveling just makes people stressed out. And so it's like you want to travel with someone, you want to see them angry, you want to see them, you know, all these different things. So I think with us, like, we kind of got familiar with, like, traveling because, well, one, we both worked our booties off to, like, be able to travel because, you know, we wanted to do those things. So I think we're lucky, and I think it's nice that we're both kind of similar in the way that, like he said earlier, like, when we're both neat people, we're both, that's just the kind of, I think we just kind of got lucky with. He's
so
extreme,
OCD.
he's extremely, but I'm the type where I'm like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't bother me that it's like.
Like, I'm the type of person that everything has its own place and everything, like, has its own, like, place, like, where it belongs.
Mm-hmm.
So once you're done using whatever it is, like, put it back in orderly. Like, I'm a person that like makes my bed every day, makes it the same way every day. My shoes are all very lined up. Like my room is like it's pretty neat. Not tooting my own horn.
Yeah, very neat. Yeah.
I'm a very neat person.
Definitely. And
Which surprises a lot of people.
that you're neat?
Yeah. Like you're a neat person. Like I'm like so neat.
Yeah, and I've been the same. Well, of course, when I was little, I don't think it was so much. That was when I was like younger, though.
Even when I
But,
was
like,
little, though.
But like growing, like now that I'm older, like I have to like it bothers me if there's like hair in the shop, like just things like oh my god.
Hair with you. Oh.
What happened?
Oh man. Our light turned off. Let me fix that real quick though. Sorry.
Oh no, he's leaving me. Oh no, I don't know what to do anymore. Just kidding. I don't remember what I was saying. No, yeah, I just think it's something that he just dropped.
I dropped the battery.
He just dropped the battery. Whoa, was that how bright it was?
Yeah. I didn't move anything.
I know I'm losing my train of thought. I'm easily distracted, man. Yeah, I think, and just seeing those weird little habits, the quirks, whatever, you know, literally everyone has them, and you might not see them because you're normal, but like you definitely realize the things you do when you like are with other people and you're kind of like embarrassed, you're kind of like, oh, I usually do this or I do this all the time or like blah blah blah. It's like you just have to kind of get familiar with that. And yeah, even before even thinking of moving out with someone, yeah, definitely try to travel or like do little things where like you're kind of alone with them and like forced in situations like that, because ideally you wouldn't want to immediately move out with them unless if that's your thing, then do it. But at least with us, we really don't.
If that's your
We
thing, I'll
wouldn't.
tell you right now, I think you're an idiot. That's my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
Come at me though.
I think, yeah, for us, like our relationship means way more
I'm so problematic.
to like. I wouldn't want to like screw it up just to hurry up and move in with him. Like I wouldn't be like, okay, we're gonna move in right now. Like I didn't like risk us like ruining our relationship.
Right on, man.
Yeah, that's just scary. Like I think that's something like you need to think about is, yes, you may want to like rush and push for things to happen, but like, do you want to risk losing that person altogether because of the rushed thinking, the rushed feelings, the rushed. And I think something cool, or not cool, why did I say cool? I think something cool. I think something like to remember too is like, you have to, like we've said in our, like, I think it was our first or second episode, like, there's a part where like the like honeymoon phase ends.
Yeah.
And like where the infatuation period is over, like, and you actually have to work. Infatuation.
I said infatuation.
Where you have to work to be with that person, where you have to like actively make a decision every single day. And I think when you kind of add everyday stress on top of that, on top of, oh yeah, I have to love this person too while I'm at it, like it's something that you have to like remember and be cautious of. And I feel like I'm the only one talking.
Yeah.
I'm kind of tired of hearing my own voice.
I think it's just because.
You don't want to say anything problematic?
No, not that. I don't want to go work, man.
He's thinking of it.
And I'm thinking about Ohio State and. Damn, bro. I promise next episode will be better.
I'm good. I'm
no,
great
no,
this
for
episode.
me,
What
for
the
me,
hell?
for me. I'm sorry.
Thanks for.
No, for me. This is a great episode. It was mostly you, so it's a great. I'm gonna just like edit myself out of it. I'm just kidding.
So I'll just be by myself talking.
No. I'll be here. I've said a good amount of things. I feel.
People don't want to hear just my voice. Come on.
You have a better voice than me, so.
That's a lie. That's a lie, man. But yeah, I think it's something, you know, and depending on what age you are too, it has like so much to like, because different ages, like you're going through different things, like graduating college, graduating high school, like, you know, doing this and that, like you literally go through so much. You go through the ups and downs of like being 20, of, you know, being all that stuff. And I think like for me, like if I were to move out when I was 18,
I would have been chilling.
I mean, I could have done it, but it would have just, not a completely different person, but
most people kind of do that when they go to school.
Things have happened when, move out, kind of do their own thing. Yeah, because they were like,
But I guess like when you like move out, like you actually have to pay.
No, yeah, when you move out, it's definitely different.
But yeah.
Because that's like the real world, man.
But like we said, we just feel our thoughts on if you should move in with someone before like you get married or want to take that next step with them. We totally think you should, just to kind of test the waters to see if y'all can actually like live with each other. Because if you can't really live with each other, then you can't really have a life together. So
unless you'll just have separate apartments.
I mean, to each their own, but I think you're an idiot.
Well, that actually brings up a good point that I just thought of too. Like, you know, you may be with someone, because this is kind of something we struggled with like near the beginning of our relationship, where like Luis liked to have like alone time, where he was like wanted to be like, which you still do, but like where you like needed to be like alone, where you just like wanted to like decompress and chill and do your own thing.
No one bother me.
Yeah, no one bother him. And that like includes like me. And that's with like other things too, like with other relationships, like, you know, if you like move in with someone and then you're like married to them and you realize like this person's an asshole, and like, not saying you're an asshole, but like this person's an asshole like because he doesn't want me around or she doesn't want me around, like whatever, you know what I mean?
An asshole.
No, I'm not calling you an asshole.
No, I understand. I get what you're saying. You called me an asshole though.
Sorry.
Just kidding.
It's like, you know, some people need their own alone time and they need their own little things to like, because if you see them every now and then, that's different, because they can always just go home and like
be like,
that's their alone time.
Yeah.
But then when you like live with them, that's a whole other thing where you're like.
I told you that like right off the bat.
When you're with them.
Like right off the bat, I was like, don't think I'm ignoring you or that I hate you, but I just like to be like alone for like a certain amount of time. It's not like for like hours.
Yeah,
on end. It's
but
like an hour.
not everyone's like that.
No, but I'm saying with me, I just told you right off the bat.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just stuff you have to think about and reconsider, and of course talk to like if you do want a life with the person you're with, and you do have future plans for them. Make sure you guys are on the same page. And some people don't like to plan like far ahead. They're like, I don't want to think about that. But if you really do want that for y'all, like I think it's important to just like sit down and have a conversation and just be open. And of course, it doesn't have to be one conversation like, and then that's it. Like if it's something as big as moving out with someone, which is a huge commitment, like that's something you need to talk about. Okay, yeah, talk about taking baby steps, prepare for, take it day by day. Come up with a plan. Like, okay, well, how are we gonna budget our things out? Is your job reliable?
If like this happens, like how are we gonna like recuperate?
If you have someone that calls in all the time.
Yeah. It's just So.
Those are the little things you got to think about. And I remember it was so funny when where were we? In Austin, and we like grocery shopped, and we were like, we don't know how to grocery shop. It was so funny.
Well, we know how to grocery shop for like ourselves, but like for like both of us, like we don't. We're in there was like a couple of things I was like, oh, I get this. You're like, no, I get this. And we're like,
oh yeah, I forgot about it. We both got like different things, which I feel like that's not.
Didn't we get kind of annoyed with each other? I think we did. I'm almost positive. At least I did.
I don't remember. That was a long time ago.
That's another thing. If you can't move in with each other, grocery shop.
That's true. Yeah,
that's a good one. I didn't even think about that. That's a real good one. Yep.
Grocery shop.
Travel, staycations, or if you're in college, I feel like that's a perfect time to kind of do that too with somebody, because you're kind of in your own.
It's your own space.
It's like your own little city that you're in, and then you're just kind of with somebody, and then. You don't have your parents being like, you can't do this. You kind of just like very independent at that point for those 4 years.
Just don't be an idiot, man.
Yeah, be smart.
Don't be
If you think
stupid.
she's spunky, cover the monkey. That's just all it is.
I didn't know that's where you were going with that.
Be smart.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Because, even if you do see yourself marrying this person or having a future with this person, you don't know what can happen. So just be smart and don't put all of your eggs in one basket and all that kind of stuff, because
definitely don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's just setting you up for like
that's definitely, because then it's just the pressure of everything's gonna be perfect when you don't know if it is or not. And and
be honest about that too with each other. Like who was it that said it? I think Marisa said it, and I think we agreed with it too on one of our episodes, that you want someone in your life that you can live without, that you don't need them in your life, but you want them in your life. And that's something that you have to tell the person that you're close with, that you want to be with. Like, I don't need you in my life, and I'll be perfectly fine without you, but I want you in it. So
definitely
know that I love and appreciate you. So I don't need you in my life, Marisa. I want you real good.
All right, guys, we're ending the episode now.
We actually are, though.
We are. He's just being mean to me, so I'm ready to go home. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in.
Sorry if this was a little bit shorter episode and just seems a little bit rushed. We didn't plan too well. Or, no, we're traveling. So we were kind of...
Louis has to go to work, so...
And we've had a busy week, so... If y'all did enjoy the shorter episode, though, let us know, because...
It's like an hour long. I'm just kidding.
I don't even know. How long is it?
I don't think it's that long.
I think it's like 39 minutes.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in once again. Remember, our podcasts go live every Sunday at midnight, which is basically Monday. They're available in all of the platforms that we're going to list below in our description. Make sure to subscribe, share with all of your friends, share it on all kinds of social media. Also, we made our own social media. We made our Twitter and our Instagram. So our Twitter...
We'll put the links down below.
Yes.
And then Marisa will show you the Twitter. So put your hand out to show them the Twitter. That is our Twitter. And then this is our Instagram.
The Instagram is just Midnight Cloud Podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's not there. Do I still put it? I'm gonna
You
put
can
it up.
still put it anyway.
But yeah.
It's the same thing as our podcast name.
But yeah, those are our Twitters and our Instagram.
So follow us. We're going to be posting things on there to keep you guys updated.
We'll post like highlights, like funny quotes.
Things that you want for the next episode.
Yeah, just stuff like that. Just to be a little more interactive. We didn't make it sooner just because we wanted to have some content to where we could like post things. So like whether it was like highlights or, you know, different questions that we've had throughout different episodes. Just something like that. Just to be more interactive with our fellow
y'all.
Midnight Clouders.
We were talking about that. We're like, what are we going to call everyone? And what did you say? The surfers? And I was like...
Because I was like, we're always on the same wave. And I was like, the surfers. And I said the stars. She didn't like any of my ideas, but I thought they were pretty lit.
I said the clouders, but not like clout, but cloud with the D.
Can I say mine? And I said good vibes. I said the vibrators. Because we're all vibers.
And then I said vibers. I don't know. We're dumb.
We'll figure it out. If y'all come up with something good, we'll pay you. Yeah, I'll pay them. You're not going to get paid a lot, but you'll get paid.
Like how much?
$25.
Okay, give me $25.
Come up with something.
I did. I said the clouders. Clouders is good. What the hell?
That is pretty good. That is pretty good. But again, guys, thank y'all for joining us joining. Thank you for joining us today on this fine episode.
I kind of got an accent there, man.
Yeah. There's this. I sometimes get like a ghetto Mexican accent when I talk. After I talk, I'm surprised. I don't think it's happened yet, but like it happens when I say certain words or when I'm talking for a while, and I just have this very disgusting Mexican accent, and I freaking hate it. But thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of the Midnight Cloud Podcast. We hope y'all have a great week. We hope y'all had a good weekend, and go Bucks. Hopefully they won. If not, well, I'll be very sad.
Bye, guys. See you next
thank y'all.
time.
Bye.